Hi everybody, Levi Clay here, and in celebration of my new book, Hybrid Picking Guitar Technique, I'm going to be walking you through some intermediate hybrid picking ideas on the guitar. Now, if you enjoy this lesson, please do head on over to Amazon, link in the description, grab a copy of the book, and you will find lots of cool things for you to work on in there. You will have a blast. I had a blast writing it, and yeah, lots of really fun and technical things for you to learn, so do go and check it out. Anyway, on to the lesson. So whereas yesterday we were looking at alternating between single notes, we were picking one note with a pick and then alternating with another note on the B string, for example. Things like that. Those are great approaches, but they only involve you using one finger on the picking hand. Today we're going to introduce a second finger on that picking hand, so we're going to use both our middle finger and our ring finger. Now we're only going to be using these two fingers in conjunction with each other. They'll be picking at the same time, picking simultaneously. So the first exercise that I want you to begin working on here would be very, very simple. Just taking an open A major chord, and we're going to pick the A string, and then using the two fingers, I'm going to pick the D and G strings together. Now the thing to notice when I'm doing this is that my fingers are pre-placed on the strings. Because I'm not using my wrist to pluck the strings, I can pick that A string with my pick and my fingers are already there, sat ready to play the next note that they're going to be needed for. So it's not too difficult to get a lot of speed on that. Very simple actually. So it's worth putting the time into that and getting familiar with how it feels to use these two fingers. If you would like to, of course, you might want to alternate between the D and G strings and then the G and B strings. So you might go. Quite a simple concept. So from there, we are going to move into a slightly more advanced version of that, where we're going to be taking that basic idea of those two notes, but I'm going to make it more of a blues rock, up-tempo kind of boogie-woogie feel, which will give it a kind of like up-tempo country vibe, if you like. And the riff that I'm going to play sounds like this. It's a simple idea if you really look at what I'm doing. Before worrying about any of the hybrid picking, I'm playing an A major chord in that open position. So I'm playing the chord and then alternating off the 3rd and the 4th fret of the A string. We play our double stop and then I introduce my 3rd finger on the 4th fret of the D string. So it's kind of like a variation on that very simple blues that you're probably familiar with, the to finish things off, I just shift that finger up to the 5th fret. Now I'm using ideas like this with hybrid picking all the time, things like like that. A great use of this as a technique. It sounds really kind of powerful for a rhythm guitar, from a rhythm guitar perspective. But these things don't just need to be used in a rhythm guitar perspective. I think the beauty of this double stop approach is we can start introducing ideas that are a lot more, I want to say country inspired, because country is obviously a big influence on me, but not necessarily country. So if I take my A major chord, again at that 5th fret, and I take maybe these double stops on the G and B strings, the 9th and the 8th fret of the G and B strings, 7 and 7, I'll do 5 and 5 and hammer onto 6 on the G. I'll then move that down chromatically to 4 and 3 before ending on the open A chord position. sounds really melodic when you start combining these things together. So the lick that I will show you to finish this off combines playing notes on the G and B strings along with notes on the B and high E strings. So we're going to play this. Now if we take a look at the way that looks just with the picking hand, lots of cool things going on there. All I'm really alternating between is that double stop on the G and B string at the 5th fret, and then hitting my root note at the 7th fret on the D string, and then alternating over to the 7 and 7 on the G and B. Back to my bass note, 5 and 5 on the B and high E. Now, I think the speed that you can get because of the fingers is something that's really kind of cool and a lot of fun. But of course, if you were to try and play this without the fingers, just using the pick, it's going to sound extremely different because you're strumming notes. I just don't think you can even come close to getting that. Very, very cool sound that I'm sure you're going to have a lot of fun with. Now, of course, if you have enjoyed that, I would encourage you to head on over to Amazon, check out the link in the description and grab a copy of the book, Hybrid Picking Guitar Techniques. There's a lot of this going into a lot more depth, doing a lot more cool stuff with it that you will find equally, if not considerably more challenging. If you do have any questions about this, though, please do let me know in that comment section below. I am happy to help out. I have been Levi Clay, and I will see you for the advanced version of this video tomorrow. See you then. Laters.